Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Jyoti Tiwari and I'm a postdoctoral fellow in the Department of Earth Sciences at IIT Bombay, working under the supervision of Professor Soumyajit Mukherjee. Today I would like to share some insight from the research article that was published during my PhD. During this presentation, I'll delve into the core finding of the research and discuss its implication. I look forward to engaging with you all. The topic of my talk today is pattern of active crustal deformation in a part of a lesser Himalayan tectonic window, Himachal Pradesh, India. This research deals with the active tectonic aspect of a window, identify active structure and assess special pattern of tectonic activities in a window. The article was published in Quaternary International in the year 2021 and was co-authored by Professor Pradeep K. Goswami, Dr. S.S. Bhakuni, and was edited by Professor Hema Achwatan and was reviewed by Professor R.T. Cox and an anonymous reviewer. As we all know, Himalaya is divided into 4 different lithotectonic terrains, which are the Tethian Himalaya, the Greater Himalaya, the Lesser Himalaya, and the Sub-Himalaya. These are demarcated from one another by some major thrusts and faults, which are South Tibetan Detachment, Main Central Thrust, Main Boundary Thrust, Main Frontal Thrust, respectively. Along with these folds and thrusts also lies some tectonic windows, clippes and nappes throughout this Himalayan mountain range. Despite the fact that the thrust sheet as well as these tectonic windows are actively deforming, focus studies have not been made to understand the tectonic aspect of window, although a lot of work has been done in the Himalaya, but not with the prime focus on a tectonic window. With this objective in mind, we have selected a tectonic window in the northwest part of the Himalaya in Himachal Pradesh, that is Kullu-Larji-Rampur tectonic window. This is the geological map of the Kullu-Larji-Rampur window. It is a doubly plunging anticlinal window with Jutog thrust in the northern limb, Chale thrust in the southern limb. These are the Jutog gneisses, these are myelonitic gneisses and granite. These are Chale group of rocks which are low-grade metamorphics. In the hinge zone of this window lies Bandal granite gneisses, and the window is uncovered by Rampur group of rocks which are basically Manikaran quartzites. In the northwest part of the window lies Larji group of rocks. These are stromatolitic dolomites, sandstones and limestones. The Kullu-Larji-Rampur window offers a compelling illustration of tectonic processes that have shaped the Himalayan orogeny. This geological feature emerged due to the southward tectonic transportation of Jutog nappe along the Jutog thrust sheet, covering an approximate distance of 115 km. Subsequent focused erosion and exhumation of Jutog nappe unveiled the underlying lesser Himalayan sedimentaries and later exposed Kullu-Larji-Rampur window. Research indicates that the exhumation of the Jutog thrust sheet commenced in late Pliocene and the window has continued to expand and evolve through Pliocene. The significant southward displacement of Jutog nappe along this Jutog thrust sheet facilitated the overthrusting of higher grade metamorphic rocks. Erosional event later eroded the overlying nappe and exposed the underlying Kullu-Larji-Rampur window. The Kullu-Larji-Rampur window exhibits pronounced difference in the geological aspect in northern and southern limb. This is the northern limb of Kullu-Larji-Rampur window and this is the southern limb. In the northern limb of the Kullu-Larji-Rampur window, the Satluj river traverses narrow river channel, V-shaped valley following a lineament trend. It is indicative of active tectonic uplift and significant fluvial erosion in the area. The steep valley slopes and confined river channels suggest that the area is undergoing rejuvenation with the river actively cutting into the landscape. Such geomorphic features are basically related with the rapid tectonic uplift, while in the southern limb, conversely, it forms a broader and wider river channel and almost Satluj river makes a semicircular meander. This wider valley and pronounced meandering pattern imply a different geomorphic regime which is likely to be dominated by fluvial incision and sediment deposition. The expansive valley floor and gentle slopes suggest a mature landscape for the southern limb of Kullu-Larji-Rampur window. This sparkling difference in geomorphology can be related with that the northern limb is experiencing more of an ongoing tectonic uplift, while southern limb has reached more of a stabilized environment. Southward from the northern limb at Rampur town, A notable change in the Satluj River morphology and development of terraces is observed. At Rampur town, the Satluj River channel deflects and widens and forms two levels of terraces, that is T1 and T2, that are prominently exposed, located on the left bank of the Satluj River. The formation of these terraces is indicative of tectonic uplift event followed by relative stability in this region. While conversely, in the southern limb, we experience a more complex display of terraces with 6 levels of terraces exposed in the right bank of Satluj River. The presence of multiple levels of terraces suggests a history of episodic uplift and incision reflecting dynamic interactions between tectonic activity and river erosion in the area. This varying number of terraces and distribution reflects a localized uplift rate in the respective region. Approximately 2 km downstream from Rampur town, the hinge zone of Kullu-Larji-Rampur window, significant fluvial deposits are exposed about 60 meters from the present riverbed of the Satluj River. This elevated deposit manifests as extensive fluvial terrace along the moderately inclined lower Satluj River. The presence of such elevated terrace indicate a history of river incision and uplift due to ongoing tectonic activities. Now, along with these field evidences, some geomorphic parameters, that is geomorphic indices, were also calculated for our study. We have calculated basin shape, hypsometric integral, asymmetric factor, transverse topography factor, and stream length gradient for 33 drainage basins for third order drainages. A question may arise, why only third order drainages? So, constructing for third order drainage is just to maintain a uniformity in the values for the drainage basin. The figure shows the map between basin shape values. The value ranges from 0.7 to 4.42 with higher values ranging towards high tectonic activity. And to quantify our data, we did some regression analysis between basin shape and basin area and got a negative correlation value of minus 0.17, indicating no influence of basin area on the basin shape values. Also, we got a coefficient of determination value of 0.028, indicating only 2.2% change in basin shape values with basin area. Thus, the value can be confirmed that there is no influence of these basin areas on the value of basin shape. Similarly, for hypsometric integral, we got the hypsometric integral value ranging from 0.4 to 0.7. Again, the values were put for regression analysis just to confirm if there is any effect of basin area on these hypsometric values. And we again got a negative correlation value of minus 0.08, indicating no influence of basin area on hypsometric integral. Also, the coefficient of determination value of 0.007, that is 0.7%, indicate very minute variation in hypsometric integral due to some basin area. Thus, it can be concluded that there is no influence of basin area on these geomorphic indices. Along with these, also asymmetric factor was calculated. For more definitions about these, paper can be referred. The asymmetric factor values reveal that all the studied drainage basins are asymmetrically developed on either side of the trunk stream, suggesting a lateral shifting of their trunk stream. The extent of lateral shifting, however, is very little to moderate in these basins. These basins were again put for regression analysis for between AF deviation from 50 and basin shape area, and as before, we got a negative value for correlation coefficient and very low value for coefficient determination, indicating no influence of basin area on AF values. Coming to the azimuth, we found that from these 33 drainage basins, almost 13 basins were showing tilting in northeast direction, 12 basins were showing tilting in southeast direction, 3 basins in southwest direction, and 4 basins in northwest direction. However, we found out that from these 33 basins, 10 basins were showing tilting due to some strata control. That is, the dip amount was controlling the tilting of the basin. Therefore, we did a regression between the dip amount and the AF deviation values from 50 and got a positive relation. Therefore, we excluded those 10 basins from our study, and from the remaining 23 drainage basins, we got that almost 12 basins are showing down tilting in southeast direction, thus implying that the area study region is showing down tilting in southeast direction. How do we verify this? To verify this, we did some chi-square analysis and we got an azimuthal value of more than 97.5% confidence level, indicating our values to be true and the area showing southeastward tilting. Along with AF, we also did some statistical analysis with transverse topography symmetry factor value and again got a 90% confidence value, indicating the area confirmly showing southeastward down tilting. Along with these, the area was also put on for some stream length gradient index values and we got a value ranging from 17 to 7,727. However, almost 96% of these values were less than 1400, but we got higher values at the region of hinge zone and in the northwest part of this Kullu-Larji-Rampur window. These values indicate these portions to be tectonically more active as compared to the other part of this value. This is the pictorial representation of the SL values. Presence of some active blind thrust beneath the Kullu-Larji-Rampur window and recent seismic activities concentrated at shallow depth further testifies the ongoing tectonic deformation. Singh et al. In 2018 published an article and they found almost more than 50 earthquakes, that is they called an earthquake swarm in Rampur town on a single day, ranging in magnitude from 1.4 to 4.5, indicating the area to be more pronounced for activities than other part of this tectonic window. And overall southeastward tilting and this activeness in the hinge zone concluded that an overall southeastward down tilting is observed in the Kullu-Larji-Rampur window. Also, there has been some differential upliftment in the window. Moreover, higher magnitude of tectonic activity and higher rate of upliftment in the hinge zone might be indicating more stress accumulation in the hinge zone, thus making it to be tightening in the hinge area. Along with geomorphic data, seismic data also confirms that there is some tectonic activity and some more of stresses development in the hinge zone and in the northwestern part of this Kullu-Larji-Rampur window. Also, AF values and transverse topography symmetry factor value indicate the Kullu-Larji-Rampur window to be down tilting in the southeast direction, thus more actively uplifting in its northwestern part. These people are acknowledged for our research work: Wadia Institute of Himalayan Geology, Kumaon University, Nainital, Department of Science and Technology, and University Grants Commission. Thank you all for your time and patience. I hope you all enjoyed the presentation. Any questions and suggestions are welcomed in the email ID below. Thank you so much.